Hello everybody. Today my video is going to be more of a technique video. There are times that you're not really happy with your jelly prints, and I'm going to show you how we can decorate them. Nothing new. We've seen this. Sigrid Soto, actually, she had a jelly print in one of her last videos that was gorgeous, and I went back to go and look at some of her videos and found that jelly print, and it was beautiful. So I tried to copy her design too, but what I was doing it with, she was doing it with paint in a bottle, which can be done perfectly fine. I'm doing them with dimensional paints from Plaid. These actually are dimensional paints for fabric, but I've been using them on everything. I've even done Easter eggs, and actually it's what I wanted to do today, but I couldn't find my eggs. So I had to put that project aside, and I'll try to find them in the future so that way I can show you what I've done. It was just a plain plastic Easter egg and then decorated with all this dimensional paint. But what I did want to show you today was how we can decorate our jelly prints or any kind of, painted paper that you have. You're not really fancied on how it came out, but you can make it better. You can decorate it better. So sorry about the coughing. My son, he still has a cough. He's been put on antibiotics, and I even kept him home from school because the teacher the other day was throwing him out of the class because he was disturbed. And I go, you know what? You're going to stay home until your cough calms down. The antibiotics, he's been on them for about 3-4 days now, and yeah, he says he's feeling better, but he still has this cough. We had to change his medication for the cough as well too, because it didn't seem like it was calming it down at all. Thank goodness he sleeps at night. Thank goodness for that, because he's just prone to this cough, every year. And it lasts so long no matter how much medication he takes. But, hopefully these antibiotics will start, kicking in. And I'm against medication, you guys. I'm for trying to, let it out in, but obviously this cough was so bad that I can't ignore that, and had to take him to the doctors and get some medication prescribed. He's actually doing, even like the antibiotics he's doing are needles. So let's get to this. Now I showed you what I'm going to be using, and you can even use those little bottles with the fine tip. Nancy Vastine has sent them to me. The reason why I'm not using those is I haven't prepared them yet with paint, but I do want to use these ones up because they are pretty old, and I'm actually surprised that they are still nice, and they're working well. Like, these are about 10 years old and they're still very good. But I do want to use them up because, or sooner or later, they're going to go dry. I noticed that I was using another mark the other day. Where is it? I think it's from Tulip. Yeah, here it is. It's a puffy paint, and this is dried up. And this was only bought about 3-4 years ago. So goes to show you that Plaid is pretty good. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm not really disappointed with this jelly print. I could have continued onto it, but I do want to try to, I'm gonna make it nicer with these dimensional paints. So my goal at the beginning was to do some borders. So that way, I'm thinking of doing in my next swap a border swap, which are very nice to embellish things and things like that. So you know what, maybe I should take these ones away. Just put it down there. So I just start, let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah, there we go. Get it going, and come on, boy. Some of them are harder to come out than others, and just start freehand doing something that any kind of design you want. After I finish this, I will show you what I have done. Let's get a nice blue, and just dot around here and there. Sometimes they will come out a bit like I said, you can use this with, you can do this with normal paints, you know, just putting them in one of those bottles with a tip on it. And just keep on going around. So yeah, I did last week a whole week of challenge um, videos, and I didn't mention once what's been going on here. So naturally in the background you can hear the noise going on, that they're constructing. Beside me they're constructing a whole bunch of houses, and here we're constructing my son's house, which was our old shed that was built back then to be a future home. We were using it as a shed in the meantime. So yeah, you're going to be hearing the cement mixer going on. I'm just going to grab another color here. Oh, this one's not open. I'll get this one. And I just mix the colors up. So last Sunday we went to a restaurant. We were invited by my son's girlfriend's father. Now here in Italy, it's not really used today that much, but there are some people that still like, you know, the old traditions. And here, when, you know, they become boyfriend and girlfriend officially, the parents of the girl invite us to their house, and, you know, we bring her roses for how many years old she is. And also they change jewelry as well too. Like I would buy something for her and they would buy something for my son. But we had talked about this, and we're not doing it. We're not going to be exchanging jewelry. But anyways, yeah, instead of going to their home, he had invited us to the restaurant. It was funny because it was the day after Valentine's, and the whole restaurant was to ourselves. There was nobody there, and we ate and ate and ate. It was all based on fish. But what we did do was, somebody that, you know, is friends with me on Facebook has seen the pictures that I posted, and that was their small little engagement party. They, you know, did a cake, and we opened up a bottle of champagne. And yeah, they are this family is a bit old-fashioned. They like the, you know, they like to use the traditions that, you know, were used once upon a time. Like I said, they don't really do them anymore. But yeah, so we did that, and it's, you know, now official. And now what I'm supposed to do is invite them here. So we might be waiting because there's all this construction going on, and there's a mess outside because naturally everything that was in the shed, we're trying to fit into another shed that was built beside it a while ago as well too. And so there's a big huge mess, and I told, you know, my son, they're not coming here until all of this is all cleaned up. And we're thinking Easter, you know, to have them over for Easter. And yeah, so I want to invite them to my home. We didn't go to their home mainly because my son's girlfriend, the mother kind of like abandoned them about 7-8 years ago. And so, and she's been taking care of her family ever since she's been 20, and including a little sister that was only 7 years old back then. So I guess, you know, naturally she naturally takes care of her family, but they probably felt more comfortable doing it in a restaurant and not in their home. I want to do it at home because I think it's nicer too as well. And yeah, so that's been going on. My son has become officially, you know, officially engaged. We could say that, engaged. They don't use here rings. Well, I see a lot of the girls asking for rings nowadays because, you know, naturally they see it on TV, but they exchange a ring that would look like a wedding band, but it's much more smaller, and it's usually in silver. And they exchanged this a while ago, my son and her. So yeah, they both have these rings on, and yeah, so soon enough, my son said you know, when his house is finished, they're going to decide when to get married. So I'm going to probably having this big occasion coming along this year or maybe next year. Not sure. So this is what I did up until now. Now what I would do is when it dries, I'm going to cut all around here and I'm going to have a border. So what I'm going to do after the video shuts off is I'm going to continue the whole page doing different types of designs, and I'm going to show you what I've done up until now. I'm going to put this aside, and you don't only have to do borders. I've done other things here. Flowers. I can cut around this. I can cut around this. I just did a butterfly, which is still wet, and I would cut around that, and you can use these as embellishments in your journals, in your canvases, or wherever you please. Actually, this is my journal by 5, and I was playing around with it last night and started, you know, here I did them on this stencil, and I did a bit on the teapot as well too. I've added things. I will be doing a separate video on this. I just wanted to show you what it looks like in a journal. To show you what I have been doing in my journal. I've been free playing, you know, in front of the TV, poor thing, in front of the TV here and there, fixing it up. So I'll put this aside because it's wet. So this is what they look like when they are cut as borders. And you know, these on journals will look beautiful. So these are all the different types I've done. You can just go wild and, you know, do whatever you please. There. Even just simple X's, which look really nice. This one's cool. Really cool. And this is one that kind of got me going. It's similar to what Sigrid did. Here's the full page. This was actually done with a pen. It was one of the first ones, and then I got out my dimensional paints and started putting the dimensional paints on it. So yeah, here's some more. This one was a cut of it, and I can continue on this as well too. I can do something on this and use it up. Just squiggly lines, you know, and I can continue on this as well too. And like, I love the look of the dimensional paints as well too. But like I said, you could do this, you know, putting paint in one of those bottles with, you know, a small nozzle and doing that. You know, save your little bottles. Like, save your little bottles of glossy accents when they empty out. Give them a good rinse. And, you know, you could put some, it would have to be naturally kind of a heavy body, because if you put a paint that's watery in there, it's just going to squirt out and make a mess. And you can do that as well. So yeah, this is my challenge for today. I want you guys to, you know, make embellishments out of old papers that you have, and naturally, like I said, you could do this with normal paints if you don't have dimensional paints. Try it out. This is another one that I was just fooling around with, and I'll cut around these, you know, and have them on use them on something else. So there we go. I hope you liked this video, and until the next time, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.